Hello, dear students. Welcome to Become a Good Problem Solver event organized by the Gym Foundation. In this session, we are going to see the solution for the senior math problem published on March 2026. Through this problem, the students will gain an important skill of identifying relevant and correct information from the problem which is given and applying it correctly to the question that is asked and arrive at a solution. So this is a very important skill because most of the times children might be given extra irrelevant and unnecessary information from which they have to glean and understand what information that they need to pay attention to. So that's the skill you're going to learn by working on this problem. So, usually, there is a four-step framework developed by the mathematician George Polya, which will help children approach a problem systematically. And in the Gym Foundation, we have given a name UPA technique for it, where U stands for understand, plan, execute, and then reflect. Understanding a problem is very important, and that is half solved when you understand a problem well. And there are some key strategies that you can follow, like underlining the key important terms and asking guiding questions for yourself to understand and comprehend the question better, and drawing, visualizing, or rephrasing in a better way to understand the problem and looking for some patterns in the question so that you will be able to approach it effectively. So let's go and see how do you correctly identify the information from this problem. The rectangular tank has dimensions 20 centimeter, 20 centimeter, 30 centimeter LBH. It contains a piece of rock having volume 200 centimeter cube. Height of water level with rock in the tank is 27 centimeter. What is the height of the water level when the piece of rock is taken out of the tank? So there is this picture and some measurement related question. So let's see the guiding questions. So what is the formula to find the volume? Because it's been given here that we have a rock having this volume 200 centimeter cube. So since this being a rectangle tank, we may need to find the volume of a cuboid. And you might be knowing the volume of a cuboid is length into breadth into height. So in this case, they are asking what is the height of the water level when the rock is taken out. So what does it mean when the volume will change, or what is that which affects the volume here? Is the height of the water level in the tank. For example, if this is the water level, I can have a different color for it. So if this is the water level, then this water level is there along with the rock, right? So you have a rock and this is the water level along with the rock. And there is also a rectangle dimension given for the tank. So the tank itself is made of 20 cross 20 and has a height of 30. But is this important for us? Might not be, because the tank is not at its full capacity. The height of the water level with the rock is not 30 centimeter. Instead, it is just 27 centimeter. And therefore, what is the volume that you may need to find? Is the length is 20, breadth is 20, and the height of the water level is 27. So this gives us the volume of water in the tank. We don't need the volume, tank's capacity volume, but we just need the volume of water. So 20 times 20 times 27 would be 10,800 liters or centimeter cube, right? You can say centimeter cube or cubic centimeter. So then they are asking how to find the height of the water level, because when you take a piece of rock outside, the height would actually change. Height of water level would come down. So how do you find the height with this given information? What they have given is the volume of the rock. So you can assume that if this is the tank with the rock, the volume is 10,800. and you know the volume of this rock, which is 200 centimeter cube. So what could be the volume without the rock? So the volume of water without the rock would be 10,800 minus 200 centimeter cube, and that is 10,600 centimeter cube. So with this volume, then you are asked to find what is the height of the water level. So there comes the important question. Here, what is that L, B, and H? Is the volume, and is the length is changing in this case? No, it remains 20. Breadth, it also remains 20. And height is what we don't know, because height is the one which has reduced when you remove the rock. So then it will be kind of this situation where you have length 20, breadth 20, and height you don't know the height of the water level, and this volume is 10,600. So then to find the height of the water level, you can simply do 10,600 divided by 400, and after cancelling the zeros you would get 106 divided by 4, and then this will be 6 fours are 24, and then 26.5. So the height earlier with the rock, it is 27. Height of water without rock would be 26.5 centimeter. You can actually do the reflect on if the answer can be correct. How can you do it? You can just multiply that 26.5 times 20 times 20, and you're just doing the reverse calculation. You get around 10,600 plus 200, you get 10,800, and that is what you have got with the actual capacity. So in this case, students might get confused and use this dimension of 20 times 20 times 30, but that is not the actual volume. It is the tank's full capacity volume, but then they are talking about the height of water here and the change in the water level. So therefore, paying attention to which information is relevant to the question is very important, and that's what we learned through this by working on this problem. So I hope you had a good idea of how to develop the skill of finding the relevant information. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the BGPS problem getting posted on every 15th of the month, and you have 15 days to work on and submit the solution. Thank you.